Sure, Donna Adelson might be trying to bribe her fellow inmates with veneers, but son Charles is running his own kind of tit-for-tat special. Literally.
Only paid for one of the breasts. Half of the work.
Right.
This and more in today's video. Hello, and welcome back, roommates, to another tit-alating edition of Alexasrewm. I didn't even plan that. Where we are not lawyers, we are not medical professionals, and we are not law enforcement. We are just people who have opinions about all things going on in the true crime community, including Katie Magbanua, this is not her, and her magic fun bags.
Did Charlie Adelson make a statement to you about Catherine Magbanua's breast augmentation?
After the 2020 episode, he made a statement and joked about it, yes.
What did he say?
He was saying they were thinking that he paid for the whole thing, and then he said, he said he paid for one or something and laughed.
Only paid for one of the breasts. Half of the work.
Right, but he was laughing, so it was just a joke.
Your first breast paid in full with Donna's moldy money. Speaking of moldy, that cardigan is sure getting its steps then. So this is June Umchinda, who identifies herself as one of Charlie's ex-girlfriends at one time.
Do you know Donna Adelson, the defendant in this case?
I do, yes.
How do you know her?
I was Charlie Adelson, her son's ex-girlfriend at one point.
Okay, when did you date Charlie Adelson?
I dated him in 2015 to 2017. I met him after the murder.
2 years of domestic bliss. That's a long time to be in a relationship with the guy who staples his money and drives a car with a license plate that reads Maestro. But hey, everyone's gonna type. Just like the in-app game, June definitely does take us through her journey through the 2-year period that she dated Uncle Chuckles. And just like brother Bobbert Adelson, whose testimony we went over in my last video, June also told police in her interview that the Adelsons didn't seem curious about who might have unalived Dan Markel.
Law enforcement interview in this case?
I did. I did not know I was being recorded, but yes.
It was recorded.
I was.
To be fair, if this were Canton, that interview would have either been lost, inverted, or accidentally taped over with Bukwacki's latest karaoke night.
Yes.
And in that interview, did you say for court and counsel, page 50, lines 19 through 23, quote, like they weren't ever curious, like who really killed him. They weren't upset about it, it seemed like. Did you say that?
If it's there, yes, I said that.
I mean, imagine your now ex-boyfriend, at one point's sister's ex-husband, was just unalived in the house he used to share with the sister in broad daylight in his garage. And their whole vibe is takeout tonight? So she goes on to testify that things started to change in the relationship between her and Uncle Chuckles, especially after Katie Magbanua and her fun bags got picked up by the police. He was more on high alert, he was more stressed than usual, and he started to acquire about 2 or 3 burner phones, and even messaging her via WhatsApp.
At some point during this time frame, did Charlie Adelson begin communicating with you via WhatsApp?
He did actually when he went to Asia, because it's like, I guess you can talk to anyone in the country on WhatsApp, so he thought it was easier that we spoke there.
Was
It's also encrypted.
he only communicating with you via WhatsApp when he was in Asia, or did he do it when he
We
came
just
back?
developed the habit after he got back. We just spoke on there all the time.
Do you know if he was communicating with Magbanua via WhatsApp?
I don't know.
Did he start keeping a bag of clothes by his bed around this time?
I saw him keep a change of clothes one time or a few times, yes.
Did he sleep with a gun around this time?
He always has guns around because he has his license to carry. So he didn't physically sleep with the gun, but he has one in his nightstand and all over the place. So.
Freeze game is on point. My friend in high school had a go bag too. She actually made me one and gave it to me for Christmas as a Secret Santa gift one year. The only difference was that her go bag was made up of tampons, condoms, and birth control. Not bricks of stapled cash and a passport. I'm just saying. So then June takes us yet on another one of her journeys, where she shares that one time Donna told her on her balcony that she felt like the ghost of Dan was haunting her.
Was there a time when you were on the balcony of Donna Adelson's residence and she made a statement to you about Dan Markell?
We were speaking about Dan because the case was such a big thing at that time, yes.
Okay, and what was the statement she made?
Well, her life was crumbling down in her family's life, so she said everything felt like Dan was haunting her from the grave, or them, I don't know, whatever it says there.
She feels like Dan's back from the grave, like haunting her or something.
In reference to that, yeah.
That was just A-Rod peeking over his railing, seeing if he needed to call building security. Now, prior to June's journey, we went on another journey, this time with Jeffrey Lacoste. Jeffrey Lacoste, yes, that Jeffrey Lacoste, who is the ex-boyfriend of Wendy Adelson at one point. So yesterday, when Rob Adelson testified, he stated that Wendy had texted him a few weeks before Dan was unalived about this new secret boyfriend, how she didn't want him to tell Donna and Harvey.
I'm going to approach and show you a text message that was sent on June 28th of 2014. And I've marked it as States Exhibit 141. Have you ever had a chance to review this text message before?
Yeah, you showed this to me last week.
All right, and this message had never been shown to you before last week, right?
Right.
And it's been testified that this was from Wendy Adelson to her brother Rob Adelson, but it concerns you.
Yes.
Is there anything factually incorrect in what Wendy Adelson is stating in that text message?
Well, when she says I haven't told mom and dad about me, I met them multiple times. It's impossible that they didn't know we were dating.
So Wendy lied. Now, like I said in my video yesterday, Georgia is doing a fantastic job of really laying the groundwork for implicating Wendy more and more. Because why would she lie to her brother Robert about Jeff being a secret boyfriend and to not tell Donna or Harvey about him, even though he's already met the family a number of times, according to him? And I feel like he's a pretty credible witness.
For example, I was aware that Donna wasn't thrilled that I wasn't Jewish, So there was, that doesn't add it. This doesn't make sense to me in terms of like seeing me for 6 or 7 months.
So in that text message, she's saying, that you're a secret boyfriend from the parents. Were you a secret boyfriend from the parents at that time?
It's implausible. No, I don't think so.
In fact, you'd met the parents several times.
Yeah, and had conversations with them, limited conversations, but conversations. And the other part that's, I think, really significant is the kids talked about me constantly. I have all kinds of text messages and emails where Wendy's mentioning the kids are down in South Florida talking about me.
And even if the kids weren't talking about you, Jeffrey, you spent enough time with them to know that if the kids are telling Dan about all the times that Donna's talking smack about him to their father, of course they're going to bring up, oh, mom's got a new man's in her life. He watches How to Train a Dragon with us. He's pretty cool, kind of looks like dad. It's a little weird. I don't know what mom's doing, but, she's pulling something over here. But this isn't even the most damning part of his testimony. The most damning part came at the very end of direct examination when Georgia Kappelman, my future wife, my future ex-wife, asks him about the type of car he drove back in 2014.
Are you familiar with the type of vehicle that was originally rented by the killers in June to make that June trip?
I am.
Okay. And was that significant to you?
Yeah, I mean, this is long after this all happened. I'm learning this from court proceedings in 2016. But when I heard they rented a gray Altima initially, I had a 2004 Nissan Sentra. That freaked me out because that's about as close as you were going to get to my car on the rental market.
I'm going to show you what I marked as State's Demonstrative Exhibit G.
Show us the car, Georgia.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, is this the make and model of the, it's not the actual rental car, but the make and model of the rental car compared to the make and model of your vehicle?
Yeah, my car's right on top. That looks just like the car I had at the time.
It's not obviously identical, but if you're a passerby and you happen to witness, or even on the security camera footage that the police ended up pulling, and all you can kind of get is a quick little glimpse of the car that they're driving. Oh, what do you know? It's silver. It's got roughly the same front end. Obviously, Jeff's car is a little bit tinier. But at first glance, it looks oddly similar. And how else, and this is my pure speculation, but how else would Luis Rivera and Sigfrido Garcia, who did not know who Jeffrey Lacasse was, know what car to rent? The only way that they would have known, and that Uncle Chuckles would have even known, because he didn't really know Jeff. I mean, he met him a couple of times. They played footsie in the hot tub maybe once, but aside from that, they didn't really know him. Probably wasn't paying attention to what kind of car he drove. That information would have had to have come from Wendy. So now it's becoming more and more obvious, at least to me, that Jeff was definitely the fall guy, or supposed to be the fall guy for all of this. And that's further confirmed when Katie Magbanua and her magic inflatable fun bags take the stand, where she's asked about the first time that Charlie brought up the idea of hiring a hitman to take care of the Dan problem. And I believe this was also around the same time that her and Jeffrey started bumping uglies.
When did Charlie Adelson first bring this idea up to you that I'm looking for someone to harm my brother-in-law?
This was around October. What stuck out in my head was Halloween on October 31st.
Okay. And what year was that?
That was 2013.
Okay. And so on Halloween, what is your memory of what y'all were doing that night that you're able to remember that happened that night?
Well, we were out in Lincoln Road. It was like a kind of like a block party in Lincoln Road. And then when
Donna's doing scratch-offs.
when we were getting ready to get into our cars, he jumped into my car and he basically suggested that do I know anybody that can harm someone?
Okay. And were those the words he used, harm?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And did you know somebody that could harm someone?
Yes, ma'am. At that time, Sigfrido was the first person that kind of popped in my head.
Okay, I want to approach and show you an exhibit.
So Sigfrido, for those of you who don't know, is her baby daddy.
This is States 36. Do you recognize this photograph?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it a fair and accurate photograph of you and Charlie Adelson when you all were dating?
Yes, ma'am.
Moving to evidence, States 36, Your Honor.
Any objection? States 36 is admitted. You may.
Where was this photograph taken?
That was down at the Keys.
When was it taken?
I believe that was his birthday,
Charlie's birthday?
Charlie's birthday.
In
Pre-boobs?
2013?
Yes, ma'am.
When was his birthday?
October 27th, I believe.
Oh, he's a
And
Libra.
y'all drove down to the Keys?
Yes, ma'am.
So that would have been just a few days
Scorpio.
before broached this subject of harming someone to you on Lincoln Road.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Were you aware of him sending this photograph to his sister that night?
No,
Or
ma'am, I
that
was
day?
not.
Why would he think that you knew somebody that could harm someone?
Why would Charlie think?
Yeah.
Because he's racist. Like, let's just call a spade a spade.
I don't know. I guess I've spoken about Sigfredo, just kind of the situations that we were having, and
So he knew a little bit about your ex's criminal history?
I might have mentioned something along the way, yes.
Katie Magbanua only was on the stand for about an hour. She may get recalled again later down the road, but it seems like the state is moving very, very quickly through this case, and I have a feeling that they will probably rest by Thursday or Friday this week, the latest, and then the defense will start up their case next week. I don't know who they have on the docket on their witness list. I can't imagine it's too many people. I think Donna is going to end up taking the stand, so we'll see how that plays out for her. But if you enjoyed today's content, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next video from me. And make sure you hit that like button, because that tells the YouTube algorithm that other people might want to watch this thing too. And if they do, that's great. And if they don't, then life moves on and we just keep on kicking it. And thank God none of us are in prison. Hopefully. Thank you so much for watching, and until then...